Welcome to another edition of Biro Sports Talk. I'm your host, Biro, and as always, you can reach out to us on our email right there, birosportstalk@gmail.com. Let's not forget that we're on all social media platforms. You got Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Instagram that we will be posting tonight. The picks as they come in this pre-draft. Let's get back to this. Several retro gaming needs, gaming accessories, gaming merch, you name it. That is what they are into. So, fun, fun, fun. Yes. So, what we're doing today as we switch over to the host. There you go. Today, we are going over two different mock drafts, Walter and Kuiper, Walter football, Mel Kiper Jr., and why they chose what they chose. Now, Mel got fancy and. Oh, I thought it was Mel, but I guess this is Todd McShay. My bad. We'll put McShay. I was under the impression it was Mel. Oh, there is a Mel one, but. I was going to say that might take a little longer to. We'll get him compared in my notes, but not beforehand. So, anyways, what I'm doing is I'm going to do these live with you. If this was a team meeting, I would just show you my screen, but I'd prefer not. Trying to. Oh, man. Make sure I can see the chat as well. So, first up. Excuse me, wow. First up, of course, are the Jaguars, and pretty unanimous across the board who's going there. After long discussion of Aiden Hutchinson, a lot of people within the organization believe that Trayvon Walker is the answer. He has a lot of upside. He's a big-time player from Georgia. Hutchinson is the safer pick, but a lot of people think they'll go with the high upside of Walker. Now, the Lions are expected to pick whoever's left out of these top two, which ends up being the homegrown Aiden Hutchinson, which I think would be good for them. I think getting the Michigan kid helps them out a lot. Could these be flipped and flopped? Yes, but I do think that will be the way 1 and 2. 3's where things get a little different. Walter football goes line. They had Kayvon Thibodeau going there, but they don't want to deal with the Texans. Don't want to deal with the drama there. People think it's either going to be tackles or safety. Corner, which is Derek Stingley Jr., which is McShay's pick. Personally, I think they would have to go tackle, man. I'm looking at this. There's many corners that you could get. There's very many corners. Many. Money. But many corners in this draft. It's very deep. I mean, you could always say that about any position, but let's look at why McShay went corner in this one. He said, in true Las Vegas fashion, they keep the cards close to the vest. There's a number of people who can go here, but Texans are high on Stingley, and they certainly could use a cornerback. Now, technically, the Texans pick at 13. But here's how I would pick it. If I was in this position, I would definitely go with the Ekem Agwanu tackle. Get someone to protect Davis Mills up there. in this pick. I think that is a good pick. Here's where it gets interesting. So this is where McShay has Ekwonu. Cornerback would be a good one for them as well. This is where I think Derek Stingley will go. If people are going to say he's number 1 overall, he's the guy who I'm going right there. Number 1 corner, sorry. I like the pick by Walter Football, which is Ahmad Gardner. I just like to follow suit in other ways. So, obviously, second corner off, or the reason why they chose Gardner over Stingley Jr. for this pick. Cornerback has been a huge issue. Jets may go with Gardner. He's tall. He's great. And the reason why they went Ekwonu here and McShay was because Gardner is tempting. But this tackle is just an absolute mauler. He's versatile, and he's talented. You know how it always is. Always is. So Giants, they have corner here. I see more of the Charles Cross route on this one. So Charles Cross would be the tackle. I say that because if Stingley goes to the Jets, Giants could get a tackle here at 5, which Cross would be the next best tackle, or Evan Neal. And then I could see the 7 pick going corner. Panthers, talk of the town. I just don't see them drafting a quarterback, and a lot of people don't. I do see protection. That's a very common pick here. And I think that's part of the reason why Evan Neal will go there. Obviously, I'm already going Ahmad Gardner at 7 with the Giants. Neal's going to the Panthers at 6. I just like that pick better. And then we got another consensus pick with Kayvon Thibodeau right at that 8 spot. Defensive end. Atlanta needs a splash. Yeah, they could use some receivers. I just don't see them going with a receiver at 8. They've had struggles off and on. Well, off and on. This is a stretch. When they were great, they needed defense. I think they build that defense, and they'll build the offense next year. So I do like Thibodeau here at 8. Another very consensus pick is this number 9 pick. The Seahawks are picking. They got it from Denver. Jermaine Johnson, another defensive end. There's just a lot of them this year. And I do think he's a good pick here. I think Jermaine Johnson, the second, I guess, is how they're going to phrase it. I do think he's a good pick. When I think Seahawks, I do think a quarterback could be in the question, but I don't think this draft is the quarterback draft. They're going to try Drew Lock, and they'll try some veteran guys. But right now, I just don't see it. So looking at this again, there's some other options. I just don't. I mean, I would love to see more tackle or something here. I just don't see it. Just don't see it. 10, they have another unanimous pick. I just don't know if that's who I would go if I were them. I look at it, I see. I I'm going to end up going the same. Why? Because Garrett Wilson's a very talented kid. Wilson, how can you not like Wilson to Wilson? Or Wilson squared. We'll say it now, Wilson squared. I mean, you got your blocker. Well, not in my draft anyways. They didn't get their blocker. But they got defense first round. They got Wilson. This got to go with him, man. Talented kid. This is where I would have. I don't think I would have had him here either, but I do like the Kyle Hamilton pick here. My thoughts is I think Washington could use more defensive help. The other popular pick, of course, is Drake London, which is the McShay pick. He's a good receiver as well, but I do think Hamilton's what they need. They need more back-end help. It just makes sense. Which leads the Vikings looking at Drake London. And I have to say, I like that. Haha, I like that. It just makes sense. Like, Drake London, very talented guy. Sure. Let's go with the Walter football reason right now. A receiver doesn't seem logical need, but Thielen turns 32. They'll probably let him go. They'll need a new target to pair with Justin Jefferson for the long haul, which you see the Bengals. The Bengals had T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, but they still went Jamar Chase, and it transcended the offense. Get this Drake London kid if he's available. Otherwise, Kyle Hamilton's the guy. Get Drake London, transform the offense, move along. Now, this is interesting because this is the trade. This is where the Cowboys sneak in, but right now it's the Texans. McShay did Cowboys. He picked Trevor Penning, offensive tackle. Texans here. I'm trying to think how I would go about this. They got offensive tackle the first time. I almost think you have to go, and I'm going off of how I feel. I think Kier Elam, the cornerback out of Florida, just makes more sense. They have Trent McDuffie in Walter football, but Kier Elam would be the guy I have slightly above, which is also what McShay has, but he has him a little further down at 17. But I like Elam here. I think Elam makes a lot of sense. Oh, yeah, some games just starting. Man, that sports bar is awesome. I enjoy it. So, yeah, I do go corner. I just go a different route. And I do think this is another unanimous Jordan Davis to the Ravens. It just makes sense. I mean, you need a guy to plug up that hole. I just don't think the Eagles will do that. As in, go defensive tackle if they let them drop. But these picks right here all are kind of the same, and I think they're no-brainers, man. Could I see Chris Olave going to 15 to the Eagles? Yeah, but I think they do stick with the Alabama receivers. Smith turned out great. Get him Jameson Williams. Have a field day. Saints, 16. Chris Olave, great. I think they use it. Chris Olave is going to be a talented guy. They need more depth at receiver. And I think he's the guy to give it to you. And now here we go to the back half of the first round. Back half of the first round. Chargers. This is where McShay has Elam. I like the pick for Walter football. I think the Trevor Penning makes more sense. Going tackle, build a line. And I think that's just what you need. Trevor Penning's a massive kid. He's tall, strong, has great athleticism. A lot of people think he can go early, but I don't think he quite goes that early. I think he's pretty much this 17 range. $18 is an interesting one. I think McShay has it here with McDuffie, cornerback. Going Elam first with the Texans. McDuffie drops here at 18. It makes more sense. It's just I don't think McDuffie. If I had to pick between McDuffie and Elam, I would pick Elam. That's just my choice. 19, we got the Saints back. Excuse me, sorry. I'm looking at this, and this is where it kind of becomes anybody's game. There's a lot of good choices here. I do think I think they have a good decent offensive line. But if you had to look for a replacement for a free agent, I think Tyler Smith's your guy, guard tackle. Sorry. And now another unanimous pick. Do I be me though? I'm going to be me. I do think they go quarterback. I know Malik Willis is the guy everyone's talking about. If per chance someone trades up to get Malik Willis, I think the Steelers still go Kenny Pickett. I'm going with Kenny Pickett because he fits the Steelers so well. Personality, everything. And I think that's who they'll get. I think they'll go Kenny Pickett before they go Malik Willis. And like I said, I think Willis will probably go earlier. If I'm drafting, this is what I would go. Devin Lloyd, very common pick here for the Patriots, and I like the pick, honestly. He's a great linebacker. He's a talented guy. I like him. The Packers. This one's tough. Do I think they'll go Burks, who McShay has? I mean, it makes sense. They need a receiver. I don't like Dotson. But I do think you almost have to go Treylon Burks here. I feel like you almost have to. Obviously, an Olave drops a little more. Williams drops. I mean, you look at the Saints, it's very possible they could have went Tyler Smith earlier, let Olave drop, lose out on him, but I don't see that. Cardinals are an interesting team. I don't know if receiver would be what I would go. And by going Burks with the Packers, I do think they go line, and that makes sense here. I think Zion Johnson is the man. Guard center. I don't think Burks will be there. They're thinking Burks would be the pick otherwise. I'm going with that one. Now, this ridiculous trade throws this whole thing off. Excuse me. All right, there we go. This is where Walter Football has Traylon Burks going. Wide receiver. And this in McShay's, he has Tyler Smith, guard tackle. But we had Tyler Smith go earlier. Looking at who's available, though, we see a Kenyon Green. He would be a good pick. Johnson just got drafted, so he's not going to be there. So I think they would have to, if they stayed put, they would go Kenyon Green, guard. And again, that's what it comes down to, if they stay put. The Bills, my favorite pick so far, because it makes so much sense. Breece Hall. Now, the reason why it's my favorite pick, you know someone's going running back. Breece Hall's a very talented running back. It makes sense to have Breece Hall. I say that because the Bills' running back game needs someone who's explosive and solid. I think Breece Hall would be the guy. It just makes sense. It's perfect. He's late enough. It's like the perfect storm. I don't like the Walter Football saying you have to go corner here. I like Breece Hall for him. 26, another. Do you go Zion Johnson? Do you go Kenyon Green? I have both gone. I got both gone, and that's just terrible. So I might have to dig a little. Because I do think the Titans will go O-line, man. Because they're talented, right? They're talented. Could they go receiver? I could see it, but it's not what I think they need. So I'm going to go, as the saying, Tyler Litterbaum, guard center, out of Iowa, man. That makes a lot more sense to me with the way how I'm predicting the draft to go. Makes a lot more sense. Buccaneers, man. Another offensive line, defensive guy. Who do they go? Could they go corner? Could they go defensive tackle? I almost think they go corner, man. I'm not going to lie. Corner makes a lot of sense. I'm not sure Daxton Hill's the guy. But I would go... I forgot about him. Why not Lewis Sign? I could see Lewis Sign. Safety, I mean, he's not corner. And if they... Do I go safety? I think corner's more what they need. And that would be Daxton Hill. So we'd go corner. So Daxton Hill's there. Packers, though, what do they go? I did go wide receiver so they could look at something else. Problem is, you don't want to go too many offensive line because I just don't see the talent there. Know what I'm saying? And I think Lewis Sign is a good pick here. It's also what McShay picked. Makes a lot of sense. I'm going with my guy here. So the next are the Chiefs, and I have to go George Pickens, man. Makes a lot of sense. Talented guy. Of course, I already got two guys that others have. Safety corner is a big need. Maybe. But I do think the most obvious answer is the Chiefs trade down. And someone picks up, say, Kenny Pickett, Matt Carroll, someone like that. But with how I'm doing this, I think the Chiefs would go. I think you have to go down, man. You have to trade down. But if I had to pick someone, Devontae Wyatt, I would have to say that. For the Lions, though, I'm going to go Malik Willis, quarterback. I do think someone will trade up for him. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I didn't pick him for anywhere. But yeah, I think the Bengals steal him, man. Quay Walker, interior linebacker out of Georgia, talented kid. It's exactly what they need. And I think that's what you get. Man, of course, I stretch with some of these guys. I don't know if Devontae Wyatt's who I would go. If I had to look at what McShay also throws down, he has some weird guys out there, though. Very weird guys out there. All right. We have some time. We might as well go over it, man. Kuiper. Oh, man, Kuiper. Why? Let's see. Trayvon Walker. Aiden Hutchinson. You know it. No. Don't do that. There we go. He goes with the offensive line pick, like a lot of people. Yeah. He goes. Ooh. He kind of goes with that Walter football lineup right now. He's got a good mix going. Evan Neal. A little higher on Jermaine Johnson. Intriguing. Which puts Garrett Wilson early. Nice. Corner dropping. Drake London moving a little higher. Makes Chris Olave go a little higher. Man, he has these receivers going. Sorry, I'm trying to go through it all. And then we can talk about it. Or I can try to talk about it while trying to go through it all. So right now he has Trayvon Walker at the Jaguars. So does everyone else. Aiden Hutchinson 2. Akeem Agwanu 3, which is again a very popular pick. Ahmad Gardner for the Jets. Giants, Charles Cross, Evan Neal for the Panthers. He has his first real interesting pick out, I will say, is he goes Jermaine Johnson for the Giants, and then he goes Garrett Wilson for the Falcons, which is a very good pick as well. Stingley Jr., I like him too, but so late to the Seahawks. Chris Olave and Drake London. London to the Jets. Olave to the Commanders. Jordan Davis to... Oh, man. Jordan Davis to the unanimous Ravens. I mean, no one's seen anything different. Jameson Williams to the Eagles. Jordan Davis to the Ravens. The Saints, he has them going offensive tackle, Trevor Penning. I mean, with all the receivers gone, that makes sense. He goes Devin Lloyd, though, for the Chargers, which, yeah, I can see it, but I think offensive tackle still makes sense. But I have people in a lot of different other places. McDuffie, sorry, is going to the Eagles at 18. I find Kenny Pickett to the Saints interesting, followed by a Malik Willis. At the Steelers. This is very popular. Malik Willis to the Steelers. I think they would be more set on Kenny Pickett. That's just me, though. Patriots, they have Daxton Hill, cornerback. Green Bay, they go Kenyon Green for Kuiper. Zion Johnson to the Cardinals. Tyler Smith to the Cowboys, which makes sense. Man, so late for Elam to go all the way to the Bills, man. Yeah. I'm just not as high on this receiver as some other people. John Dotson out of Penn State. Just not high on him. Devontae Wyatt. Defensive tackle to the Bucks. Christian Watson. Wide receiver, North Dakota State. I don't think he's the guy. Sorry, man. Let alone Sky Moore for the Chiefs. Arnold Ebiketie, defensive end. I like that pick, actually. I think that would be a good pick if Devontae Wyatt wasn't already there. He's going this George Karlaftis, defensive end from Purdue. This pick was a late scratch as I wanted to give the Bengals a top tight end and Trey McBride. This is a little high for McBride, though the Bengals could get a tight end on day 2. And I still think Quay Walker is what they need there. And he has Lewis Sign safety. So yeah, 2 quarterbacks, pretty common, but alas, the majority mostly have Malik Willis. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out, though, because honestly, who knows? There's going to be trades. There are going to be so many different things. Excuse me. Just like I said, it's going to be so weird nonetheless. So what do all of you think out there in no man's land? Do you think these guys make sense? Do you think I made any sense? Do you think I made a weird pick? Let me know. But we are once again at that point in the show. Let's talk about Everetch once more. They are a great company, sell great products, gaming accessories, Funko Pop protectors, game protectors, card protectors. If you're into trading cards, they're, the guy for you. But Ever Retro got your gaming needs. As always, you can always email us, byrosportstalk@gmail.com. And let's not forget, we're on all social media platforms. Normally, I would take this time to start talking about other sports, but I am whooped. Let's be honest. It's tired. And I'm going to have to stay up for this draft because I'm crazy. So, I do appreciate those who stop by. It means a lot to me. No matter what platform you're on, if you're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, we're on all those. I would like to get LinkedIn working, but you got to have 100 people follow your content on LinkedIn to stream to it. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Enjoy the draft. Enjoy whatever you're doing, whether it's watching the draft, enjoying reading a book, watching TikToks. Enjoy your night. As always, I'm Biro, and I will see you this weekend as we try and tackle Final Fantasy VI again.